The Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister. Today, the member for Warringah warned Australians to vote no in the plebiscite for reasons unrelated to marriage equality, claiming, if you're worried about religious freedom and free speech, vote no. If you don't like political correctness, vote no. Last night, when asked about marriage equality, Bronwyn Bishop referred to polygamy, bestiality and the killing of children. How can the Prime Minister guarantee there will be respectful discussion sticking to the issues when his own Liberal colleagues behave like this?
The members on both sides will cease interjecting. Okay, the member for Eden Monaro can leave under 94A. The member for Barker and the member for Hume are warned. The member for Jellybrand is warned. Members on both sides should pick up the cue here. The Leader of the House on a point of order.
Mr Speaker, the Prime Minister was asked about the comments of individual members and even members that are no longer in the House.
Yep.
They're hardly within his areas of responsibility, and as a consequence,
Leader of the House resume his seat. The member for Lindsay is warned. I am not going to listen to points of order and be interjected over by members on anywhere in the chamber, on either side. I'm making it very clear. And if members are warned and ejected, as I've said, it's their choice. I'm not going to keep repeating this through question time. It's ridiculous. The Leader of the House will repeat his point of order.
Well, thank you, Mr Speaker. The Prime Minister was asked a question about statements of members on the backbench in the House and even statements about former members of the Parliament. Neither of these are within his area of responsibility as the Prime Minister, and therefore he should not be required to answer that question.
The Manager of Opposition Business will resume his seat. I listened to the question very carefully. The preamble to the question referred to a member of this House and a former member of this House. The question itself was more general, and I'm going to rule it in order. The Prime Minister has the call.
Well, thank you, Mr Speaker. Mr Speaker, I have great confidence in the good sense of the Australian people. Mr Speaker, are we seriously at the point? Are we seriously at the point where the Labor Party has so little confidence in Australians that they would shut down a right to vote because people have said things they find outrageous or unacceptable, or that are regarded as unacceptable by the vast majority of Australians? Mr Speaker, in any debate, there will be statements made which are offensive, which many will regard as extreme, which many regard as wrong. I can tell you, in this debate, I will be encouraging Australians to vote yes. I will be encouraging Australians to vote yes. Others will encourage them to vote no. And I urge every participant in the debate to act with responsibility and with respect for those on the other side. But how they act is a matter for them. And it's a matter for them, and they will be judged by Australians, as will their arguments. Now, Mr Speaker, if we are seriously at the point where the Labor Party is saying you cannot have a vote on this issue in particular, because people will say outrageous things, then how could we have a referendum on any of the issues that have been discussed? How could you have a parliamentary election? How could you have a parliament? You can't have a parliamentary election, I'll be saying next, because who knows? Some candidate will say something outrageous, or someone will say something outrageous and unfair and cruel and wrong about a candidate. Mr Speaker, Australians can see through all of that. The Labor Party is disrespecting and underestimating the wisdom of the Australian people. We put our faith in them. We will give every Australian a say on this issue, as we promised them in the election. The Labor Party could have voted today to enable there to be a compulsory attendance ballot. They've refused to do that because they don't trust the Australian people. We will give everyone a vote.
The member for